G'day legends, Mick here from Fin to Fin. I'm just doing a update video on my breeding fish for profit. So I did the first one 9 months ago. I have been crunching some numbers over the last few days to see how we're going, and taken off some electricity and food costs, and I've added up all what we've made selling fish and anything else we do sell from the fish room to see where we're at. So after 9 months, I am in front, but it's only marginal, but it's $170. So I sit down, did some sums, so $170 in front. Now all that is taking into account is electricity to run the room and food. So the must-have items, I guess you could say. It is not taking into account the cost of the new shelving for upgrading, any fish that I've bought, or any extras, I guess, stuff that I didn't have to buy. I don't have to buy more tanks or shelving, and I don't have to buy more fish, but I do it anyway. Just can't help myself. But yeah, so all I'm taking into account is the cost to run the split system, and obviously food, because you've got to feed your fish. So $170 in front after 9 months. Now it doesn't sound like a lot, but I guess where it's heading is I have a ridiculous amount of fish at the moment growing up. I'm just moving some stuff from here, but all my tanks are loaded with adults and baby fish. And when I say loaded, I mean loaded. I could quite comfortably go along there now and remove probably 200 guppies from the tanks easily, different varieties. I've got lots of, and that the guppies are probably close to being ready to sell. Swordtails and platies a little bit different, and Bristol nose are extremely close to having probably about 100, 150 to sell, so you've got to really rip some of them down. But yeah, at the moment, everything is breeding. I did a video that I've bred too much, and in a way I have, because I've just got nowhere to store it. You know, the biggest challenge I'm finding is just getting fish up to size to sell them. These are beautiful blue rim, platinum, whitetail. Look at that, just a little balloon molly. Nothing spectacular, but just pretty fish. These Crebensis are ready to go pretty much. They can go to the local shops. I might duck in there tomorrow, being a sad day. Well, actually, no, I'm going to Adelaide tomorrow, so I won't. But I might duck in there first and see if these guys want some fish. But we're not going to get much. I've worked out, I work off the theory of making $1 a fish. So some things you don't even get $1. A mystery snail you might only get 50 cents, you know, for a pet shop to take 50 of them. But on average, I'd easily get $1. So I worked on $1. Been catching some fish the last few days, starting to catch them out of the ponds. Starting to catch all the swordtails. There's a couple hundred in the next room. I've already caught another 100 here. I've ripped out, it's a bit glary, but about 100 odd platies in the tubs, so we'll go to sort through them. There's a couple in there that are probably not sellable, like that guy, a little bit of a defect, so he's good, just not looking good, so he'd be put into a little retirement pond. But the rest are looking great. We've caught heap of mollies, more platies, and this is only the tip of the iceberg of what we've got to grow up to sell. So easily 2,000 fish in the outdoor ponds, and what's in here, and that's being generous. So if I work on my $1 a fish motto, there's a couple of $1,000 there, so that's electricity and food covered for best part of the year. So we've got heaps of Corydoras to move on, heaps of cichlids growing up of different varieties, obviously the Crebensis and Pistos, but we've got the blue peacocks growing up. We've got a few lots of them, bucket loads of antlers, and different guppies, more platies even in here. More of everything really. It's been pretty crazy, and we've got more tanks of platies. We've got endlers, we've got angelfish, we've got more endlers. And anyway, you get the story. Endlers, guppies, more platies. Heap of albino crebensis growing up down in here. Most of them have got Corydoras in the bottom of them. There wouldn't be too many. There's a pistos growing up. So lots of fish to move on. Ridiculous amounts of swordtails in this 4-foot tank growing up, as you can see. Now generally I get $2 for a swordtail from a pet shop on average, but I still worked out my sums on the dollar theory, because you'll lose the odd fish and, you know, bits and pieces, so you got to allow for that. So, and obviously there's bucket loads of Bristol nose in here, and these guys, like, you know, there's a few on the field, they're ready to go. I'll try and move a lot of these on in the coming weeks. So one of the things, when I was making some notes of what I need to do this better, is actually need to sell some fish. I have a bad habit for keeping fish. The mystery snails, they just breed in here, and the eggs, they just leave them in here and they hatch and fall down, and yeah, there'll be little snails forming in there, growing up. So we'll just let them go, and as they get a little bit bigger, I'll take them out and put them into these other tanks. But that's the room. In a nutshell, $170 is a pittance for the amount of time and effort that I spend out here. It's actually, you will say, well, it's not great, but I do it for fun. So, and when I say breeding fish for profit, I don't want to make money out of breeding. I don't care about making money out of breeding fish. I've got a job. That's what I work for. I want to keep this room, buy the fish I want to buy, and keep this room for nothing. My time is the only cost. Obviously I've got a heap of baby turtles. These got to be moved into a bigger. I'll get $25 each for these, so there's 22 in there. So there's, just like that, $500. So, you know, in a month's time they'll start selling. That'll bring in some money. That'll keep me going. Obviously I've got some shrimp going, but obviously I'm going to buy another 2 racks. I've bought these 5 new racks. I mean, if I added the money from them, I'd be thousands behind. I think overall in the whole room about $6,000-7,000 I would be in the red. So, but I don't count that, because you've got to buy to start with. Maybe over time, maybe in 10 years time, I'll have paid that off. That would be pretty cool. But so yeah, that's update on the fish room. I'm not going to go into all the tanks too much. I'll do another video next week on them, hopefully. Yeah, for me it's just catching fish out of these ponds. Like the video I did a few days ago, I've bred that many fish, it's just insane. What's in these tubs is ridiculous. Yeah, I've bred that many that I just really need to start getting them out and growing them up. There's a few empty ponds now. I've actually emptied a couple out, so I might use them. So I might rip out, say, 50 platies out, baby platies out of that tub, and I'll put them into the empty one to just let them grow up outside. So I've got some notes written down on things that I need to do to help me make this a bit more profitable. So at the moment I'm easily breaking even, no worries. But a couple of things I'm going to start. Obviously I'm going to get a website going to advertise some fish, not just locally, and then obviously one of the big, I need more grow out tanks obviously, so that's obviously going to make a big difference, because the longer I've got fish, obviously you keep fish, you lose some, you get, you know, you're feeding them, you're doing a lot more work. But obviously I need to get the website up and running. And then the one thing I really want to look at, I get a lot of messages from people asking to buy fish. and obviously I don't freight at the moment. I get fish freighted in here, so I can't see. I live in a little town, Port Pirie. It's about 2.5 hours out of Adelaide. It's only a small country town. So I just got to look at the logistics of what I need to do to be able to box the fish up, get them to my local transfer station, I guess, post, Cochrane's, transport, toll, whatever you want to call it. I want to know that they're going to be taken here from here straight to Adelaide and get on the plane. You know, I don't want to lose a day from Pirie to Adelaide. You know, it's only 2 hours away. So I guess I got to go down and have a chat to them on how it all work. It might be a case of if I'm freighting fish, I need to have them at the depot by 3 a.m. So they go to Adelaide on the 6 o'clock truck. I mean, this is just a scenarios that I'm thinking. So if that's the case, maybe once a month I'll do a freight run, because yeah, obviously I would move a lot of these fish on. It's hard to sell them where I live. This town's a bit of a cesspool. The people, it's just some ordinary people here. The fish shops here are, without being mean, they're shit. Absolute rubbish. If you walked into the fish shop here, you probably wouldn't buy nothing. The only healthy fish they've got is when I sell them fish. The stuff they get that they wholesale in, they look terrible. They're not well looked after. They must lose a lot. It's pretty sad, really. So yeah, that's what I've got to do. If I'm going to make this work, I need to freight. So I will look at that, and obviously when I add this room, I've gone from, say, having 30 2-foot breeders, it's going to hold 84 or something. So I'm going to be breeding shitloads of fish and shrimp once I get another 24 2-footers on that back, and then the 12 on that. There's heaps. That's not counting what's in there. That may even get turned into a breeding room again yet, and my grow outs might all go out in the garage when I finish lining that. So there's more plans down the road, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. But I'm going to be breeding a lot of fish, too many fish for where I live. So I will be, hopefully in the next few months. I probably won't be doing it. It's summer now, it's hot as hell. But I'll look into it over the next few months and get the information I need, and then I'll do a few test runs. I'll just see if there's anyone out there that wants some free fish. I'll get them to give me their details, and I'll ship off some of the young fish we got. And all I'll ask is that they give me some feedback on how they turned up, when they turned up, and are they alive, are they healthy, good packaging, etc. I'll do a few experimental runs and look after a few followers, and then then I'll, in that time, obviously get the website up and running, and bigger and better, I guess. So, but yeah, I am in front. So there you go. But if I had a cost on the amount of hours I spend out here, I'd be that far behind. It wouldn't be funny. But yeah, if anyone's got any ideas, obviously selling pondweed's something I might do in the future. At the moment, I just as it grows, I'll transfer it to more tubs, and I set up more tubs. But I mean, there's only so many you can keep in there. So if I was doing it as a business and it was my income, obviously it'd be a bit different. But I'd do it a lot different too, probably. But yeah, just an update for anyone that's out there thinking I'm going to breed some fish and make some money. You could definitely do it better than what I have. I could have been more than $170 in front if I had just kept these 5 tanks on their own and just bred shrimp. I'd be probably $1,000 in front. But I'm setting up a bit of a long-term goal, I guess it is. I'm getting older, so go part-time with work, and then it'd be awesome if this could just top up a day's wages each week. Would be pretty nice, but we'll see how we go. He's been good for once, just sitting there quietly. But yeah, so breeding for profit. What did someone say? There was a good saying: how to make $1 million as a fish breeder. It's easy. You start with $1 million. So simple as that. But we're going good. It's kind of where I thought it might be. the room's coming along good. Obviously, I've got some racks to do, get some more plants in, get some tanks. So I've got to spend a few $1,000s yet on this room, but you know, we're getting there. I'm pretty happy with how it's coming along, and the YouTube channel's going good. That's another thing, you can make money on YouTube. I mean, the channel's got to be big. My channel's not, but yeah, the videos do okay. So they might even be able to make $50 here and there on YouTube for some people. So get into it if you can. Good on you. Why not? At this stage, I need to sell 1 million fish. So we'll just chip away at it. But that's what we're doing. And I'm kind of the worst problem because I hold stuff back. I've got fish to sell, but I don't sell them because I think, oh, they look cool. They're nice. I don't want to sell them, but you know, that's stupid really, because I've got thousands of them. And the more fish you keep, the harder it is to maintain those tanks, keep them clean. They get crowded, then you lose fish, and you should have just sold them. So I've got to, yeah, fight the little demons in your head that want to keep everything. And then we'll go from there. But other than that, everything's going really well. We're breeding these little guys, these little cherry brabs. They lay their eggs in that little pile of bloody moss and suboxetine, and they get pumped up there, and then they go into this little tub. I think plenty of them get washed back in, but there's a baby. Ooh, there he goes, cruising on the bottom if you were lucky enough to see him. There's a few in there. I had a look before, I did see some. I would say, I'd hate to think how many of them are getting washed back into the main tank and getting eaten, sadly. But we have bred quite a few. We've got a little tank in the other room with a heap of babies in it, so it does work. Yeah, that's it. It's a bit of a shit dribbling video, but it's interesting. I like that kind of thing. I could have probably done a lot of things different. So one day I'll do a video on all the mistakes I've made. My God, it'll be a long video. It'll probably go for 4 hours because I make plenty. But outside of that, all is going well in the fish room. So thanks for watching, legends. It's Friday. Hope everyone has a great weekend. I might be having a pretty relaxing one, I think. Don't think I'll be doing too much. Maybe a few water changes. And that's about it. But yeah, please subscribe, like, and please comment. Throw out any ideas, what you think of the fish room and how we're going. And I'll see you on the next video. And I'm going to sit under the air conditioner because it's bloody hot here again today. And it's just too hot. So have a good one, guys. Cheers.